everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Kate from London. Today, we are going to master one of the most useful yet confusing words in the English language. It is a word that can change a sentence from rude to polite. It can change reality into fantasy, and it can shift time from the present to the past. We are talking about the word would. If you have ever been confused about when to use will versus would, or if you have wondered why native speakers say, "I would like a coffee" instead of "I want a coffee," this video is for you. We are going to look at the features of this word, meaning what it actually does grammatically, and we will look at the users of this word, meaning the specific situations where you need to use it. By the end of this video, you will be using would like a native speaker. Let's jump in. First, let's establish the logic. What is would actually? Simply put, would is the past tense form of will. I know, that sounds strange. How can a word about the future have a past tense? But think about it like this. If today is Monday and I say, "I will buy pizza tomorrow," then on Tuesday, looking back, I say, "I said I would buy pizza." That is the foundation, but English speakers have evolved this word into 5 distinct features. Let's start with feature number 1. This is for the polite user. I call this the diplomat feature. The most common reason we use would is for politeness. In English, being direct is often considered rude. If you go to a restaurant and say, "I want the steak," you sound demanding. You might sound like a toddler. Native speakers use would to soften the request. Instead of saying, "Do this," we say, "Would you do this?" Instead of saying, "I want," we say, "I would like." Grammatically, would creates a hypothetical distance. It implies, if it is not too much trouble, I would like this. It gives the listener the option to say no, even if they actually cannot. So, here's a tip for your daily life. Do not say, "Send me the file." That is too aggressive. Do say, "Would you mind sending me the file?" If you want to sound professional and sophisticated, this is the feature you need to master immediately. Now, let's move to feature number 2. This is for the dreamers. Grammar books call this the second conditional. We use would to talk about situations that are unreal, imaginary, or impossible. The formula is usually if plus the past tense followed by would. Let's look at the classic example. If I won the lottery, I would buy a boat. Notice the grammar. I did not win the lottery. I probably will not win the lottery, but in my imagination, in this alternate reality, I would buy a boat. A common mistake many students make is mixing this up with will. They say, "If I will win, I will buy." That is incorrect. If the situation is imaginary, you must use would. Here are 2 more examples. If I were you, I would take that job. Or if I had superpowers, I would fly. This feature allows you to express your desires and give advice. It is the feature of creativity. Let's move on to feature number 3. This is for the storytellers. This is often called nostalgic would. We use this when we are telling a story about the past, specifically about things we did repeatedly. You might know the phrase "used to." For example, "I used to play tennis." Well, would does the same thing, but it feels more poetic. Imagine an old man talking about his childhood. He might say, "Every summer we would go to the lake. We would wake up early and my dad would cook pancakes." He is not talking about one specific time, he's painting a picture of a routine. However, there is a rule. You can only use this for action verbs like run, play, or sit. You cannot use it for state verbs like live or be. So you can say, "We would visit my grandma," but you cannot say, "I would live in New York." For living, you must use the phrase "used to." Feature number 4 is a bit technical, but it's essential for clear communication. This is the reporter feature, also known as future in the past. Remember at the beginning when we said would is the past tense of will? This is where we use it. Imagine you're telling a friend about a promise someone made to you yesterday. You can't say, "He promised he will call me," because the promise happened in the past. You have to change will to would. If someone says directly to you, "I will be there," then later you report it by saying, "He said he would be there." Or if the weatherman says it will rain later, you report it by saying, "The weatherman said it would rain later." If you are someone who tells stories, gossips, or writes reports for work, you are a heavy user of this feature. Finally, we have feature number 5. This is called the stubborn object. This is a very specific use. We use the negative form, wouldn't or would not, to talk about things that refused to work in the past. It creates a personality for inanimate objects. If your car didn't start yesterday, sure, you can simply say the car didn't start, but if you want to emphasize that the car was refusing to cooperate, you say the car wouldn't start. Or you might say the door wouldn't open, or my computer wouldn't connect to the internet. It implies that the object was being stubborn. It's a great way to express frustration in a story. So, let's do a quick review. We have covered the 5 faces of would. Number 1, the diplomat, used for politeness. I would like a coffee. Number 2, the dreamer, used for imaginary situations. If I were rich, I would travel. Number 3, the storyteller, used for past habits. We would always go to the park. Number 4, the reporter, used for the future in the past. He said he would call. And number 5, the stubborn object, used for refusals. The car wouldn't start. English is a language that loves nuance. We don't just care about what happens, we care about how it happens and how we feel about it. The word would is the tool that gives you that nuance. It takes your English from robot mode, where you just state facts, to human mode, where you express dreams, politeness, and memories. Start listening for it in movies and songs. You'll hear it everywhere. And try to use the polite would the next time you order a coffee. I promise the barista will appreciate it. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And if you would be so kind, subscribe for more deep dives into the English language. Thanks for watching, and I would love to see you in the next video. Bye!